Hey everyone, welcome back. Mr. Schachter here to do a couple of examples of the trinomial factoring. So we're going to assume right here it's a trinomial. It's got 1, 2, 3 terms. And we know that trinomials will always factor to the product of two binomials. Now, for this particular method, we're going to assume that the leading coefficient is always going to be 1. And what that means is in your binomials, we're always going to have an x and an x in the front slots, because x times x will always give us 1x to the second power. So now the question is going to be, what numbers go here and here? So like we talked about last time, the two numbers that go here and here, they need to multiply to give you 9, and they need to add to give you 10. Now let's be strategic about the signs here. This is a plus sign, which means the two numbers have to multiply to give you a positive number. That means the two numbers must be positive or negative, because they have to multiply to give you a positive. And since we know the two numbers have to add together to give you a positive, they certainly both couldn't be negative, because two negative numbers would not add together to give you a positive. So double plus yields double plus. So now, what two numbers multiply to 9 and add to 10? Well, 9 and 1, of course. The only other option was 3 and 3, and that wouldn't work because 3 plus 3 would give you 6. So this is the correct factored form. Let's try another one. So this one's x squared minus 3x minus 10. Now, it is a trinomial, so therefore we'll factor to the product of two binomials. The leading coefficient is a 1. That means we know it's x and x. In this problem, there it goes. In this problem, the c value, or this value at the end here, is negative, which means the two numbers have to multiply to give you a negative result. The only way to do that is to have one of them be positive and one of them be negative. Now, for now, it doesn't matter whether you put the plus or the minus first, because we're going to go ahead and adjust the numbers later. Here's the catch. Not only do they have to multiply to negative 10, they also have to add to negative 3. Well, the only way you can multiply to 10 is either a 10 and a 1 or a 5 and a 2. But we need to pick the combination such that they're going to add together to give you a negative 3, keeping in mind that whatever we place here is positive and whatever we place here is negative. Well, the answer can't be 10 and 1, because if I make negative 10 or positive 10, I certainly can't get negative 3. So I think it's got to be 5 and 2. But the question is, which one should be positive and which one should be negative in order for them to add to get a negative 3? The 5 has to be the negative value, and the 2 has to be the positive, because a negative 5 and a positive 2 add together to give you that negative 3 in the middle. So that is our solution.